What's up guys, Houndish here, and today I finally get to share some pretty awesome Shadowkeep gameplay. And so first up, thank you to Bungie, who let me come and check out some of the stuff you're going to see in this video. Really awesome experience, but it does mean that we get to look at some patrol gameplay on the moon right here. We see some of the secrets and activities, stuff that's generally going on the moon, as well as a look at Eris Morn and some of the items she has. But then also we have some campaign gameplay to talk about. It's fairly low spoiler stuff, but I will give warnings when necessary. And so guys, as we finally get a look at some of the juicy Shadowkeep content, if you do enjoy this video, a rating really helps me out. And also if you're new around here, be sure to get subscribed, as I will be covering a hell of a lot of Shadowkeep stuff. But initially, a little bit of a spoiler warning right here. Just going to mention a couple of campaign things, but I will timestamp the next section in the video down below. We got to play one of the opening sections for Shadowkeep, which includes a battle through what used to be the First Light PvP map. And then we need to defeat a bunch of Hive and push forward, only to find some of the new structures and some of what's happening on the moon. Pretty fun stuff because we get to jump in drakes and use swords and things like that, until we eventually reach the true entrance to the Scarlet Keep. Another cool element in this mission is that some of it actually takes place in a kind of public space, so even if you're playing solo, I believe certain sections you'll actually matchmake to other players. But if you want to check out some more full gameplay of that, check out my last video linked below, where there is raw gameplay of the first mission. Here though, let's get into some of the gameplay on the moon. So, of course, Eris is back on the moon, and we get a look at the inventory she has right here, some of the Shadowkeep bonus items, as well as bounties for the moon. And these are fairly basic ones, things like gathering helium filaments, but they do award XP, and that's going to be pretty useful, especially with that new artifact grind. And we can see that she's in a new kind of space here, but remember we also get the Lectern of Enchantment, and that's a separate vendor Bungie showed off in the Vidoc where we'll kind of craft weapons and things like that. Speaking of the Lectern, there are kind of small Lectern collectibles on the moon that drop with some lore. Obviously don't want to spoil any of that stuff, but it's pretty cool as an item to track. But yeah, there's kind of a cool camp where Eris is housed. And then if we take a look at the map, we can see the new and old areas right here. The Vex symbols actually mark Vex invasion zones, so that's going to be Season of Undying content. You can see a bunch of the lost sectors on the map as well. So I think there are 4 of them, but all of the enemies inside of the build we played were actually immune. So we need a little bit of gameplay to get to that when the game actually launches. Looks like we'll get 2 or 3 public events, and then Sorrow's Harbor is the section at the north of the map where we have the Hive Keep. After the moon unlocked, there were kind of new missions, sort of minor campaign things that you need to do to progress. After completing one of the missions, it did drop me the Essence of Despair. This is a legendary quest item that actually awards the class item from the Luna set, and so we'll at least unlock some of the new gear as we go through campaign and things like that, but also completing the Essence of Despair was a requirement to unlock the next mission. And while I was playing through some of that stuff, I did get a phantasmal fragment dropped. It says residual nightmare energy used at the Lectern of Enchantment, so I think we have a chance to get these dropped when we kill nightmare enemies, and there is a farming location at Sorrow's Harbor. You keep kind of spawning in here, so I'm not sure whether it's purely to sort of farm the materials, or whether there could be other secrets and things later on. But bear in mind this right here is not a nightmare hunt, and so when we do get to the hunts, they're probably going to drop other quantities of these materials, or higher versions of them, or better gear and stuff like that. Out in patrol, I did find a secret chest with kind of rune symbols on it, and there were a couple of plates on the ceiling that you could shoot, and when you do that, it'll spawn a Wealth Keeper Knight. Killed it once, but didn't get access to the chest, so maybe it's a timed thing, or maybe there's another symbol we gotta find, but something interesting to play around with in patrol. And really, that's the bulk of the stuff that I got to check out on the moon. We see how some of the stuff will work, but remember, Bungie haven't fully revealed, all of the gear, or all of the details on how we use the Lectern of Enchantment and stuff like that just yet, so it looks like the true kind of endgame around this is going to remain a secret until we get to play it. Also on the moon though, I did find Tanik's old ship. In patrol there wasn't particularly that much going on here, but you can kind of explore, and I'm sure there'll be different content that takes us here. There were also some pretty cool Toland patrol missions, and you can speak with Toland in a very similar way to how you can in the Ascendant Realm in Dreaming City, so that's pretty cool, and you can check out gameplay of one of those right here. For today though, that's the brief preview of a few different Shadowkeep things. I really got an hour or 2 to jump through one of those missions and then some of the stuff that we can do on the moon, so there's definitely a lot more depth that we haven't seen yet. But if you guys have enjoyed what we have seen, a rating down below is very much appreciated. I'd love to hear any of your thoughts about it. And once again, be sure to get subscribed to the channel if you're new around here, because I will have even more Shadowkeep content over the next few days and of course into launch. For now though, enjoy the gameplay, and whatever you guys get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.
This place reeks of death. This could be said of any structure on the moon, but this hall is especially saturated. Don't let the past weigh you down. All that has been is merely the bridge to what is. I wish Eris could see it this way. But she is bound irretrievably to her pain.
found it. It appears to be a ritual of some kind.
We must learn its purpose. Do not be afraid to engage the Hive.
Eris, it's the nightmares. The Hive are trying to draw them in for the ritual.
How curious. For what purpose?
It's unclear, but they don't seem affected by the nightmares at all. Not like we are.
Step away, please. You are too close.